Well, this is another shocker from Haryana where a police officer, a DSP in fact, Surendra Singh Bishnoi was murdered by the local sand mining mafia in Nu when he went to stop the illegal mining of stones. The DSP had received information that this was happening near the Aravalli mountain range. He reached the spot at around 11 o'clock this morning with the police team. And on spotting the police personnel, those involved in the illegal mining started fleeing the spot. The senior officer stood in the way and signalled for the cars to stop, but the driver of a truck ran him over, killing him on the spot. Two other policemen had a narrow escape as they jumped aside. The accused then fled the area. The accused driver was arrested later after a shootout with the police. Right, so that story breaking in Haryana today, an officer murdered in the line of duty, crushed on the spot by a truck driver. Looks like a murder by the sand mafia. He was there after getting a tip-off about the illegal mining of stones. When the accused started fleeing the area, he tried to stop this particular truck from leaving, but the truck driver, who's now been arrested, ran him over and killed him on the spot. There were two other policemen, as we said, who had a narrow escape as they jumped aside, but ultimately after a shootout, the accused were arrested. Deepender Hooda, Member of Parliament from Haryana, member of the Congress party, joining us now. Deepender Hooda, quite shocking, this incident in Haryana.
It's very shocking indeed. It's really unfortunate. It's a symptom of how the law and order has actually collapsed in our state. Over the last couple of years, you see a steady decline. Nidhi, I must also bring on the record that in the last 10 days, 5 of our MLAs in Haryana, including one BJP MLA and 4 Congress, have been issued death threats by people from Mafia, by gangsters. We have brought it to the knowledge of the governor, to the speaker. In fact, one of the MLAs was almost about to resign, but the speaker assured him security, and one of the MLAs belongs to a constituency right next to this particular constituency. So where in a state, the people who make law are not safe, the legislators, the people who are responsible for enforcing law and order, a senior police officer like DSP has been mauled over by a dumper truck run by a mining mafia today, then how can common people be feeling safe? In fact, Haryana has become a state where the criminals are feeling safe. If you look at how the sand mafia has been raising its ugly head from different corners of the Haryana in the last few days, you look at how the gangs, the big gangs, and how the rival gangs have taken root in Haryana. In fact, if you look at even some of the neighboring states, Sidhu Moosewala murder case, if you look at most of the gangsters who are involved there, everybody is coming from Haryana. So it's a very, very serious situation. We have been warning the state government, and the chief minister and the state government have to take responsibility now.
But Deepender Hooda, have you taken this up? As you said, you've been warning the state government about this, but has there been any response from them, from the DGP, from the chief minister?
See, now there are two issues here. One is the law and order, other is corruption. Now I'm talking about law and order first. When it came to gangsters issuing death threats to our MLAs, we took it up with the governor and the speaker, and our DGP police said only yesterday that the threats are coming from Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and they are coming from across border, and so they have not done anything about it. That's one. Second, about the mafia, the mining mafia. This is not the first incident that mining mafia has raised its ugly head. Like I said, about 3 months back, 4 people were killed in Tosham in Bhiwani. About 3 months back, 1 person was killed in Mahendragarh. All illegal mining mafia. Couple of incidents have taken place in Yamunanagar, where firing and inter groups have scuffled. And even in Mewat, in Nu, SP had to run for his life just a month back. And now you see a DSP has been mauled over. Every time we raise this, the government says that we will take action, and strictest possible action. Even the Home Minister, I was listening to him today, Mr. Vij, he was saying that we will take action, and the press were asking, but sir, similar incidences are taking place in Yamunanagar and in Bhiwani, etc., etc. And he said, but we will take equally strong measure everywhere. But the fact is, you see what the situation, how it's developing. So I think the government has to own up the responsibility now. The other part, like I said, apart from the law and order, the other part is corruption. These mining mafia are running amok in Haryana under the aegis and protection of the state government. There are certain ministers in Haryana who have been, BJP and JJP are running a coalition government. The portfolios have been allocated to the two parties. Somebody is running the liquor mafia, somebody is running the mining mafia. And when a government is compromised as far as corruption is concerned, it becomes ineffective against these criminals. And that's the reason why law and order has collapsed from a position where Haryana was the investment destination of the country. Where Haryana was highest per capita investment we saw in 2012, 13, 14. Gurgaon was the hub of investment. Now we are losing out on investment to Noida, elsewhere. And it's just because the law and order has collapsed and the government has to take a responsibility.
Right. Well, very disturbing what has happened today. Deepender Hooda, thank you for joining us.